to Bus Stop Kitchen with Kelsey and Sarah. Today we're making vegan donuts. First step, bloom your yeast. So here we have our yeast that is blooming. So we have 1 1/4 cup of room temperature soy milk, and we've dissolved 1 teaspoon of sugar in it. And then on top sprinkled we have 2 1/4 teaspoon of active dry yeast.
While our yeast is blooming, we're going to cream together 6 tablespoons of vegan butter and 1/4 cup of sugar.
Now we are going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I don't know why I said ow, nothing happened there. Okay. And 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Sorry. And now I'm going to mix.
Now that our yeast has bloomed, we're going to add it to our sugar butter mixture. The recipe says that you should use your mixer for this on low, but our mixer is rather aggressive, so we're going to start with a whisk instead, and then graduate to our mixer.
So we have 4 cups of flour here, so we're going to add the flour in gradually, 1/2 cup at a time, and mix it in. When it gets too thick, we're going to start using a wooden spoon.
So now that we formed a soft dough, we only needed approximately 3 cups, 3 and a bit, or just shy of 3.
No, I'd say 3 and a bit.
3 and a bit. We just need 3 and a bit cups. So now that a nice soft dough has formed, we are going to start kneading her by hand. You can do this by turning her out onto a surface, but we just prefer to leave it in our bowl as long as possible. So we're just going to knead away for a little bit until she becomes nice and elastic. So for about 5 minutes. Now that our dough is nice and kneaded, we are going to transfer her to a lightly oiled bowl. Cover her with a damp tea towel, and we're going to let her rest in a warm place for about an hour.
So now we have our dough. She's kind of doubled in size, so we're going to touch her, and then we're going to knead her and roll her out so that she's 1 1/2 inches thick. No, just kidding.
1/2 inch.
1/2 inch thick. No, 1 1/2, just 1/2 inch.
Now that our dough is rolled out, we are going to cut out some shapes. We don't have any round cookie cutters or a donut cutter or anything fancy, so we're using a mug. And then to make the hole in the middle, we're using the lid of a spice jar. Just use whatever you got. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Okay, once you've cut out your donut shapes, put them on some parchment paper and cover them with a damp tea towel.
Leave them to rest for an hour.
Oh, and leave them to rest for an hour.
So now that our donuts have proved again, we are going to get ready to deep fry them. So we have about 1.5 inches of oil in a pot. You want it to be a nice and deep pot so that nothing's gonna splash too much or boil over. And we're gonna heat the oil to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you think we have a thermometer? Have you watched our show before? So we're gonna use the wooden spoon trick instead. You will know when the oil is heated enough because when you put a wooden spoon in, you will have bubbles that come up alongside. So as you can see, it is not yet hot enough. We've also prepared our little drying station. So we have a baking tray, and then we have some cooling racks, which we finally invested in, where we will put our donuts once they are fried. So yeah, next time you see us, we'll hopefully have donuts.
Now that we have finished deep frying our donuts, we are going to work on the glaze. So first we're going to make a chocolate glaze. So we have half a cup of vegan dark chocolate. So we're gonna melt that. And to that we're also adding 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. We're just using Becel. Hello? And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. There we go, Amber. Gonna let her melt.
As we works on our chocolate glaze, I'm going to make our vanilla and our pink glaze. So we're going to start with the same base and then we're going to split it in half. For that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of icing sugar, 1/4 cup of non-dairy milk. We're using soy milk. It's just our fave. And we're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla.
That was good.
Thank you. Again, we like vanilla, so who needs measurements?
Well, I measure to make sure I have enough and then I add more.
And in Kelsey's wise words, give it a little mixy mix.
Now that our glazes are all ready, we're going to start doing this. So I'm just gonna dunk them. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Good?
Yep.
Good. Uno, done. Here we have our finished donuts. We kind of let the glaze dry a little bit, and we also made little ones. So we have some powdered sugar ones and some cinnamon sugar ones. And I'm gonna eat a chocolate glazed donut. Oh, I'm so excited. Wow. That's phenomenal. I do not understand how this could be so good. Mmm, delicious. I forgot about that. They're so good.
Does it deserve a higher praise than delicious?
I think so.
What does it deserve?
Phenomenal. This is the best thing we've made. Oh, I don't know, chocolate tarts were good too.
I think these might.
I think these might be better than chocolate tarts. They're so yummy. So you need to have one.
Okay.
Donuts. We're making donuts. I forgot what we were doing for a second. Okay. My hair look okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does it still look okay?
Yeah.
Why? This is Sarah doing her research.
Add the flour, gradually, gradually, gradually.
This is pre-production.
Knead. Let it rest for an hour. Pinch the dough. Roll it out. Cut the shapes. Roll it, cut it, roll it, cut it. Okay, are we ready?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. For whatever reason, I thought you were ready.
Recipe says that you should start with your mixer on low, but our mixer.
Whisker.
Our
Our whisker. Meow. Well, that girl has really pretty hair. You're gonna miss it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're gonna have so many fun clips. Just keep filming. Hi, Karen.
Wearing a little mask.
Little masky mask. Okay. Are you recording?